Okay guys and girls, this is of course Great and Glorious Nick on the Get Me Off Grid video blog. And I'm showing you this today. Okay, it's a new toy, it's a second hand, thoroughly manky dehumidifier. What do dehumidifiers do? Well, this is a 300 watt device and it draws water out of the air, draws water vapor out of the air and condenses it into water. Now you might think, why on earth have I got one of these things? Well, you know that there are devices on the internet you may have had a look at, and they're called air-to-water devices. They take electricity, they use the electricity to condense water, they use the water which is produced from the condensation, pass it through a complex system of filters, and then hey presto, you got drinking water. These things cost thousands of pounds. Now, what I'm going to do with this device here is I'm going to make some water with it. We're going to put it through its paces today because it decided to rain when my washing was out, so I got my washing drying indoors, so there's plenty of humidity for it to take from the air. And I'm going to see how much it's going to produce over a period of time. Alright, if it's good, then I'm going to get myself a distiller and some water purification tablets. And I had this hypothesis, obviously it's purely a hypothesis until it reaches the level of being properly theoretical, okay, of putting the water through settling, killing the germs in it through purification tablets, and then distilling it, and then sending a sample off to maybe a science lab and seeing whether the resulting water would pass the test of being drinkable, or indeed whether there's any trace residual nastiness left in it. And I'm hoping that this experiment will be successful. If it is successful, then what I would have come up with is something which could be used to create water in an off-grid setting. Obviously it's a 300 watt device, so a 300 watt device can be difficult. You've got to have enough power to be able to run it and for long enough. But if I'm making solar panels at the rate I'm making solar panels, then essentially that wouldn't be too much of a difficulty in the summer when you're more likely to have droughts anyway. So it's all rather interesting. Obviously the water that comes straight out of a dehumidifier you don't drink, okay? It's full of pathogens, spores, molds, fungus, things that can kill you, viruses, I mean I don't know what. There's also like heavy metals which can get into your circulation and can be hard to remove. There's things from electronic components and all kinds of nasty things which end up in the water. So that water, it's not good enough for anything apart from maybe putting on your flowers, not on your vegetables, not on anything that you're going to eat from or take anything from the plant from. So not on your potatoes and your carrots and your peas and your beans and your vegetables. No, 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 no. Not on the herbs for the kitchen. Not on your medicinal herbs under any circumstances. Maybe your rose garden. Okay, that's a possibility, but not on anything that you would use for food production. That's, it's nasty stuff. The best use for that is to be considered to be grey water, and you can use it to flush your toilet. That's the best use for it, realistically speaking. It's that bad. But essentially, if you were to put it through a purification process, would that process actually work and provide you with what you're after? Namely, drinking water or washing water. The tank on this thing is 10 litres. Okay, 10 litres worth of water. Now, the average human being is supposed to take, what, maybe 4 litres of water a day? So essentially, you've got enough water for 2 people to drink throughout the entire day, okay? If it can go through the process. Okay, so I've got to get my hands on the distiller, I've got to get my hands on the purification tablets, and then we can start doing some proper experiments and seeing whether we can get some proper scientific feedback. It's going to take some time, but bear with me.